So, got a bit of a conundrum here, and it kind of goes off of a short that I did a while ago. When we look at the Bible and Scripture in particular, we often hear the term um, that women are to be the helpmeet to their husbands. And a lot of times people think, okay, well, that just means that she 100% submits to everything and anything that he does or says. And there's a fair amount of truth to that. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that there isn't. But we also learn from Scripture, I think in Deuteronomy, if I'm not mistaken, that a man should leave his mother and his father and shall cleave unto his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So what does that mean exactly? Well, I think that means that the both of you submit to each other and that the both of you work through your problems together. You both grew up single. You had a number of life experiences individually that in an ideal relationship or in an ideal pairing, the two of you work through your problems together. However, I will also bring this to bear. In some of my other videos, I talk about how men are the pillars of the home, meaning they are the foundation. They are the ones that provide the means for you to build from. And whatever their foundation may be, that is what you are able to build from. That's what your family builds from. The legacy of how your children are influenced, the financial stability. I mean, ladies, take a look at what you want from a guy. You want him to be the provider. You want him to be the protector. You want him to be, all these different things for you. A pillar and a support structure for you to build from for whatever kind of lifestyle you're hoping to have. But by that token, you also have to understand that that comes at a price. And that price is that you don't try to override or argue your point and why you're right. You talk about things that do affect the family overall, and you help him and influence his decision, but you don't try to compete for the leading voice in the home. Because again, you depend upon him to be that pillar and that foundation for you to build from for whatever life that you deem you want to have. And he in turn submits his finances and submits his overall mental health and physical well-being to try and provide for you that space that you can do these things. So he is submitting to you on the financial front and trying to make sure that there is a home that you can come home to, that there is food on the table, that your bills are paid for to the best of his absolute ability, and trying to find a way to recover when life gets him down, be it a physical injury or otherwise. He finds a way to make things work. Inevitably, that's what you expect of him, right? Can't tell you the number of stories that are out there about women who have left their husbands because the husband is no longer the provider, or the husband is no longer working, or no longer in a position where they can work, and you end up feeling like you have to foot the bill for that, and you're the one who's working and bringing home the bacon, and you end up feeling like you're being taken advantage of. I mean, we can go into those dynamics all we want, but at the end of the day, subconsciously or by a very primal notion, you depend upon him to give you the means to live whatever lifestyle that you're hoping to have in that marriage. So by that same token, if he, being the pillar and the foundation of the home, up and uproots the whole family or chooses to do something a little different that you may not necessarily like, you can help him to refine his view, but you are not there to undermine his view. You two talk it out, of course, especially if it affects the whole family, like such as moving or what have you, or a potential career move or advancement or time that it may take. to achieve a new end, whatever it may be, you discuss it, but you also understand that he has final say. So you submit to that will, because if you don't, which you're totally welcome to do, you create a hostile home, and you, in essence, show that you are not willing to be a helpmeet with him. You are trying to override him. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to say that you can't express your opinion, but I am trying to say that you can't be a quarrelsome wife. Just as he can't really neglect his responsibilities of trying to take care of the family. Now, if it does require that both of you work in order to make the household work, you work a job that benefits the both of you. Or if he ends up having to do something that you may not necessarily like he's not always going to be available when he gets home, you do what you can to support him on that front, because he's doing everything that he can to support you and to support the family that you guys are trying to have. In an ideal world, I'm not saying that all men are like this. I'm saying that whatever dynamic you have in your relationship, regarding who's the breadwinner, who's doing this, who's doing that, understand that it does come with a certain level of give and take, and the both of you need to work together. You both have valid experiences in life that can help to shape and mold the wisdom and refine each other's character. But if you're always in a combative state with one another, it's not going to work out very well. Guys are not driven to or drawn to women that have successful careers or make all this money or have these degrees and stuff like that. That doesn't mean that you can't have them. It just means that's not really what drives a man to you. That's not what draws a man to you. What draws a man to you is whether or not he feels like he can relax or have his peace, that he feels like he's appreciated for what he does do, and that he feels like what he has is valued by you. Those things are going to mean something more to him than anything else that may be given in the realm of a combative relationship. We don't want a combative relationship. We want a peaceful, quiet, nurturing, and fulfilling relationship. We'll do all the heavy lifting, and it doesn't take a lot to keep us happy. But in the same token, provided it's not ill-advised direction that we're looking to take, such as quitting our job that makes $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 a year to go and work at a bowling alley type thing, so long as it's not ill-advised and it's something that helps to keep the family stable and thriving and everybody feels mentally and emotionally healthy, he probably has final say in regards to the direction that the family goes, if he's the breadwinner, especially if he's the financial breadwinner. Sorry if that sounds sexist, but that's kind of the way things go.